Yeah, the first topic, it concerns the delegation of decisions. Today, more than ever, we need fast and data-driven decisions, and a large amount of them are already delegated to algorithms. This delegation gets especially problematic when the decision call concerns so-called ethical problems, ethical dilemmas. So the question is, yes, no, maybe, when algorithms make important decisions. So team one, let's hear what you have to say.
That's me. So, hey everybody, my name is Jan. This is our slide. We had to deal with the question how to make AI decisions acceptable for society. And at the beginning, at the start of the whole discussion that we had, we focused on the decision-making process itself, and we found that there are basically, or the AI-based decision-making process, and we found there are basically two poles. You have on the one hand side the totally autonomous decision-making process, which is on the right hand side, and you also have the human integrated decision-making process, which means like decision support systems. For instance, imagine a doctor. He wants to make a diagnosis, and he's getting supported by a medical image segmentation system or something like that to base his diagnosis on. So our question was, or which the thing that we tried to answer was, which ratio needs which norms, basically. And so we tried to find a solution for the question how to make this more acceptable in society, this decision making. And for the totally autonomous way of decision making, we found that one of the main hurdles is accountability. You know the example of autonomous driving cars killing people or having to kill one of two persons. Another example would be, for instance, having a safeguarding robot which protects your home, and by accident he destroys the car of your neighbor. This could also happen. And and then the question would be who's guilty? Whose fault is it? Is it the developer? Is it you? Is it the neighbor's fault? And who's liable for it? How do you organize that? On the second side, the decision support systems, we found that a main hurdle is explainability, which is not the same as transparency. We do not want to open any source code. We want the decision makers to being able to understand the decision support that they receive. For instance, the medical advisor, he wants to be able to trust the system. Or another example would be me applying for a credit score, and they reject it. They don't give me the credit. And so my question is, why did they reject me? What is the problem? How can I get a feeling for the working of such an algorithm? So those are the two main issues that we detected. And our call to action or recommendation would be for the accountability to clearly assign those legal and moral responsibilities, to make clear it's the fault of the company who deploys the robot, or it's the fault of the developer who writes the software, for instance, or of the neighbor whatsoever. And we think there are two important points. The one is if there's some accident happening, we thrive for emotional satisfaction. We want to have some person who is guilty, basically. And we also have this effect of deterring developers from writing bad software, because they know if they write bad code, they will get punished for it in any way. On the second side, the explainability issue, we found that in our expert call that there is this area of explainable AI, which is getting more and more important these days. And there should and there will be more research on models which are able to explain those black box models that we deploy today. And there's also, for instance, something that one could imagine would be something like a TÜV, which proves algorithms and gives them some DIN norm or something. And the second case that we found is the GDPR, which is this privacy issue, privacy legislation coming to act in May in Europe this year. And there is already some kind of a right for EU citizens to being able to track the algorithms, the decisions that algorithms make on them. Yeah, that's our case take. Thank you. Yeah?
Thanks a lot for,
Questions? Or?
yeah, are there any questions? Having this. Thanks a lot. So,